Holograms All the Way Down. It was extremely short. It might be the shortest of the bunch, yet somehow you managed to cram a ton of laughs, a ton of references. And I think I'm not the only one that was like, whoa, that was really freaking good. Especially not just that you had the gag following the gag following the gag. Suddenly it makes another left turn and another twist. And you did all that in like 1:40. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of these very short treks? Because nobody really knows where they came from or how they did it, how you guys knocked them out right before the strikes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was that's probably better suited for Casper Kelly to talk about the whole process of how they came about. But my involvement very much was, they were kind of developing this idea as part of the 50th anniversary of the animated series, and they came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to write like a little 2 to 5 minute sort of like absurdist comedy sketch about Star Trek?" And I was like, "Absolutely, why wouldn't I?" And so I pitched. I wrote up a bunch of pitches of like what, because I didn't know what this was. So I was like, yeah, one of these work, and we wound up. I think they picked 2, and then of those, I wrote a couple scripts, and then Holograms All the Way Down was the one that got made. I think the one that didn't get made was I had the idea that Starfleet finally upgraded their security systems to where they weren't so easily hacked, but they added a like Google CAPTCHA to the command codes. And so while Riker was under attack on the Titan, he was like trying to match, like, wait, is that, it says like, please select all the Vulcans, and there's a picture of like Vulcans hanging out with Romulans. Gosh. It's like, what? They all have pointy ears. I can't. That was the other idea.
Hey, that's funny though.
That is so funny.
That is funny.
Yeah,
I think Vulcan.
I think I also pitched an idea that was like, what if instead of hologram Janeway appeared, hologram Gowron appeared as their emergency battle warrior.
Oh boy!
Wow. So yeah,
the kids are in for an adventure.
So I just pitched some ideas I thought would be humorous. I wasn't sure if it was more of a what if thing or if it was like, just skewering certain of the best or worst moments of Star Trek. When it came to Holograms All the Way Down, it was just sort of like, I pitched the basic idea more or less as you saw written, and then as I was actually writing it out, I was like, oh, we can't just like show them. They have to have like a little scene. And so I was like, oh, well, if it's going to be Deep Space Nine, then clearly it has to reference like in the pale moonlight. And then it just kind of, I spun my wheels way too deeply in a way that I always tend to do with Star Trek scripts. And, I kept just putting more Star Trek characters in. I was like, well, I have to put a character in from every era, right? And they kept not saying no.
The nerds would have let you hear it if you didn't. If you did like 4 out of, if you did like, 3 or 4 in a row, and then but not Enterprise, which by the way, I think probably people must have freaked out the most about was the Enterprise one. But if you did, they would have let you know. If you missed
well, that was, of course, the inspiration for the whole thing was, the notorious "These Are the Voyages" ending, which I think I was like, I don't think that's really punching down. I think everyone would be fine with me kind of revisiting that and pointing out some of its absurdities.
You made it better, actually.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
The funniest line to me is the line that's actually almost taken directly from that episode. Just like, this really helped me relax and clear my head. I'm ready to go talk to Captain Picard. So it was a lot of fun. And the only one that like, obviously Riker and Deanna Troi had to pull double duty representing sort of like the TNG era, as they appear in both TNG and Picard, because there was a little bit of a production limitation of like, I couldn't just throw in Todd Stashwick just going no. Like they're like, you've already eaten up so much of the budget.
Too bad though.
Yeah, if like
imagine that was in there, and then for the people that were like, "Where's Picard?"
Yeah,
it's in there now.
And that was it. I pitched. I was hopped on a couple Zoom calls, pitched my idea. Claire Friedman pitched a couple of ideas, and then I wrote the script, and then I got to see it with everybody else. It was great.
John, it sounds like they give you a lot of freedom to just come up with anything you wanted.
They pretty much were like, I was like, trust me, these are weird Star Trek references. People will think it's funny. And they're like, all right, we believe you. It was a lot of creative freedom. I would say they were pretty faithful to my original script, and it came out pretty much exactly as I thought it would, which is weird and absurd and
amazing.
A celebration, but also very weird.
There were two things, Aaron, that I really loved. One, you got Trip to say, well, it's been a long road.
Yes.
I wanted his beam me up Scotty to finally become real. Like, why did nobody ever say that?
That won me over instantly. And then the other thing I loved is that you actually got on screen the first Lower Decks and Prodigy crossover to have both your animations together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. There was some discussion like how that would be tackled, and because I think the original idea was like, we'll just do it all in TAS. But I think, as they kind of discussed the production very quickly, they were like, since we already have two other already animated shows, it might look a little weird. Or so they were like, let's just toy around with it. Because obviously they don't have the budget of a AAA CGI and computer animated program like Prodigy, but they clearly wanted to honor the series along with everyone else. So it does look a little Monty Python-ish when they come on, but like I'm fine with that. I love that. I love Terry.
I love it too.
It just kind of adds to the absurdity that they like. They kind of look like cardboard cutouts to me. They don't move, but they're there, and that's all you care about.
And it works in my mind because Himmer also kind of moves around like a cardboard.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
It fits.
But no, I really hope we get to do more crossovers. I think I feel like this was a great proof in the pudding, as it were, like that people want more Prodigy and
you've got to make.
You're darn right, we
canon.
do.
You can make these canon. You just at Starfleet Academy, season 2 or season 3 of Prodigy, and Rock Talk's just like, what you doing? And Doll's like, oh, just watching some of these very short treks. Let me put them away, and then that's it. That's done.
Wow,
it's real.
Wow, that short was very short. That trek.
The shortest short of all the shorts.